Yep, 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 yep. It's morning. It's Friday morning. How's everybody? There's nobody. Nobody's here. Just me and the empty spaces of my mind. Welcome. Ta-ta. Sternoon. Sternoon. Sternoon to you too, Phil. So, wonder what Tom is up to. Who's your stacker? How are you? How are you? How are you? Oh, afternoon. Bad keyboard. Bad. Hey, vintage memories. Memories like the corners of my mind. I don't know why that song comes up every time I hear the word memories or memory. Maybe it's my Alzheimer's memory loss. Brenda. How's everyone doing? Y'all, I am so Alzheimer's lately. I keep making eBay screw ups. I put the wrong pictures on on a listing. I was supposed to. I had two lots of these. They're CDs of the Guitar World magazine. They were play along CDs. You got one a month when you took the magazine. So I had a whole collection of those. And I sold a lot of 10, but in my listing I had pictures of this lot of 21. so so the buyer that bought the 10 thought they were getting 21, so they sent me a message, "Hey, you didn't send the right thing." So now I got to send that out. And then I sold another item yesterday, and it's supposed to be on shelf S. That's what I put in the location in the SKU area. Shelf S. It wasn't there. I've been looking. I bet I've spent 30, 40 minutes looking for it, and I'm like, what the heck did I do with that? If it's not on shelf S, where is it? I have Alzheimer's, I guess. Man, it's a bad situation. I hate canceling orders. Makes me feel like I'm makes me feel like just I don't know. Not very many things kind of bother me, but that does. If I sell something and I can't find it in my inventory, it's not a huge deal. I mean, I'll take a little ding on my performance for canceling an order, but and it's not a real expensive thing. It's a model kit for building a tank, but it was out of the box, so it's just in plastic bag somewhere. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I think it's just. Am I really getting Alzheimer's? I don't think so. I think I just get. I've got. I've always had a little bit of ADHD, and so I'll do something like make a listing and then go to put it up and get distracted. So squirrel, and then I'll start. Of course, if y'all watch the show long enough, you know that I bounce around a lot, change subjects. It's because my mind started going somewhere else. Don't cancel till the last minute. I know I could still find it. I haven't stopped looking, But there's just so many locations that that it should be or could be, but I've looked in those too. Anyway, what else going on? What else is going on? I don't know where Tom is. He probably slept in. Do, do, do. So anyway, it's Friday, which in the reselling world doesn't matter a whole lot because if you're a reseller, you're pretty much working 7 days a week, at least some. I pretty much spend a little time every day, 7 days a week on reselling. I whip down my inventory when I travel south. I sold Ugh. Yeah. Done packing all my orders? Check. Wine poured? Check. Yeah, could be. So, I don't know. It's just so frustrating to know you put something somewhere and then now you don't have it. Tom, I'm losing my mind. I'm getting Alzheimer's
Why is that?
because I'm just doing stupid stuff.
Well, I just woke up about 5 minutes ago.
Okay.
I did some manual labor yesterday, and
That's
it. I guess I needed to sleep. I
gotta
cleaned
let
up my
these old
I
old
cleaned up
men's
my
bodies
utility
heal up.
building, and yesterday, and not my utility building, my utility room, and organized it, and I
Wore
was
yourself plumb out, huh?
yeah, I did, and I got up and got my recliner and with the cat and went back to sleep, and geez, it's just not been good.
I do work 7 days a week, but a lot of the days I'll only work at it maybe 1 or 2 hours. You know, it's kind of like it's not. I'm not doing 8 hours a day, that's for sure. But it's like I don't know. Even if you took 2 days off, like Saturday and Sunday, um, you're still gonna have to answer questions. And then I feel like I need to ship Saturday morning because I don't like customers. If they make an order on Friday, I don't want to wait until Monday to ship it.
Yeah, something will happen that causes you to be late.
So yeah, I sold an item and put it on Shelf S and went to Shelf S to get it, and it wasn't there. I don't know where it is. I've looked and looked. Ugh. So I guess I'm gonna have to cancel the order. And then yeah, I put the pictures of these on the listing of a lot of 10 of these. So the guy got his 10 and now he says, "Hey, I want what's in the pictures." So I'm just gonna send him these two. I'm getting Alzheimer's, man, or just ADHD kicking in or something. Ugh, ugh, ugh. Turn it all off on your off day. The questions can wait. But it's like, if I don't work a little bit on my, let's say you take Sunday off, go to church and or sleep in or do whatever. You still got a bunch of the day left where you're just doing nothing. I'm not good at doing nothing. And eBay is my thing, so
It's his jam.
It's your jam.
it's my jam. Yeah, it's like I don't like doing eBay is a whole lot better than doing nothing. You know, no matter what it is, if it's packing orders or making a listing or testing an electronic, that's more enjoyable for me than just sitting there doing nothing.
Just sitting there watching TV like an old timer.
9 out of 10 dead people would agree. Doing eBay is better than doing nothing.
Good morning, Jim and Tara.
Hi.
Hey, Jim, Tara.
Yeah, Brenda, my Diet Coke and a couple of pieces of bacon. That's the breakfast of champions.
All right. Put some ice cream on that stuff.
If my scale is working right, working correctly, I've lost 6 pounds this week from doing Atkins.
Well, there you go.
I'm sorry for your loss.
I don't weigh myself.
Sorry for your loss. What the hell?
Jim, have you ever thought about becoming a stand-up comedian?
Jim's addicted to ice cream.
It's the new. I mean,
he tries to get off of it, but then it's like cigarettes for him. He ends up going back.
You look at things where you see people who are crack addicts, like in the laying in the street or in the sidewalk and stuff like that. And you think, how does a person get? That's me in ice cream. You'll find me one day in an alley by some garbage cans with a big tub of ice cream.
No, I don't think I'm doing that one on the Tennessee-Kentucky border. I got some other stuff I'm doing this weekend. That's not the 68.
I think my boys made me fat. You know, we would always keep stuff in the refrigerator for them to snack on when they were young, and so naturally I would eat a bunch of it. And then when they grew up and left, I just never lost the weight back on.
I
probably added to it.
Dog fight.
We had last Sunday. My mom fixed dinner, and my sister-in-law made this this lemon cake pie thing, and Roberta.
Bowling Green. Oh, let me just answer this question quick. Bowling Green is like, I don't know, probably like 90 miles from me. So, and I don't know what highway it is, but I think the Highway 68, that comes through my town, and a lot of times I'll check it out like where I live to the south of me and to the north of me. But honestly, like in my part of the 68, because you have so many of these professional resellers, it's hard to find a lot of stuff to like make good money on reselling sometimes. I will say the place I live in has a plethora of professional resellers. Wouldn't you say on the 68?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was kind of hard to, it was fun, but anyway.
There's not many people who work for other people for money. Most people work for themselves reselling stuff here.
Yeah.
I think it might be the resale.
Spontaneous yard sales, like just regular ones, like somebody having a yard sale. Yeah, I'll go to them, but I would almost like, instead of driving up and down one of those 100-mile long things, I'd rather just go to an auction all day.
And I say our yard sales, 9 out of 10 are pros.
Yeah.
You got a lot of perpetual garage sales.
I don't see why they do that.
I don't even remember what I was talking about now. So it's okay.
Can they do that enough to make a living at it? I don't think so.
Well, you got a lot. I will say here compared to like northern Wisconsin, and I mean they're like old timey, like must have been like getting the tourists that were driving to Florida, selling them, you know, primitive antiques kind of resellers in here. They don't sell online, but you have a lot of, like, they'll set up on the 68, the 127, the whatever other one, the roller coaster one, which I think is the one that goes through Bowling Green. And they'll just hit those up and have professional yard sales, and then they'll buy something at one auction house. It's funny, I'll watch it. They'll buy something at one auction house and it'll show up at the next auction house within a week. So they buy at one auction to go ship it in through the next auction, and they never really make any money on it.
Break even or lose
Yeah.
money.
But they try to figure out their commission, and I don't know, but you have a lot of that older people here that do that.
And our cost of living is very low here. I mean, it's Appalachia, so I mean, it's
We're
really,
not in Appalachia.
We're
We're
right
in
on
central.
foothills of the
We're in
Appalachian
central
Mountains.
Kentucky.
Okay,
That's
well,
completely different
we're
than eastern
Appalachians.
Kentucky. Yeah, okay.
we got bad water.
Yeah. Jim sits on the porch with no shoes on, playing a banjo all day.
Our water here makes the water from Flint look healthy.
Yeah, you can say one thing about Appalachia in its hillbilliness. At least we don't have 12 feet of snow a year, and it don't get down.
Darn right. Damn too.
Do you ever miss being up there?
Hell no.
No. We had no family left up there, either of us. I mean, it was just us up there. And honestly, like right now, I'm having like so much. Every morning, I will say, I wake up and I'm like, another beautiful day in Kentucky. And I'm doing like stuff I enjoy doing. So to me, I mean, I don't miss northern Wisconsin.
We're kind of jerks, okay?
We are.
We can tend to be kind of jerky or abrasive or whatever, especially when things ain't going our way. And that's the way, because that's where we're from. We're a product of our environment. You get down here, the people are polite and nice to a fault. I mean, it's nobody's perfect. People still make mistakes, but everybody's super laid back about this stuff or whatever. Where we came from, it made New York look like everybody, you know, relaxed or whatever. You know, they make fun of New York for people like yelling at each other. I want to tell you, northern Wisconsin is like a hotbed for that. I don't know why, but yeah.
Too many Chicago people move up there.
It starts in Chicago. Actually, it starts around Chicago. As you get further up, you notice people get shorter with you. They're more likely to cut you off with their cars and stuff. It's just a different. Here, it's a more laid back. Everybody's like, well, what's going to happen for that? What if I do this? How will that affect the other person? Or when you get up north, it's all about you.
No.
So I would say, just the way the people are, I just totally love it down here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't regret living up there. I mean, I had some good times up there and stuff, and my family was up there. But I mean, at the end, it was just me and Jim and Brandon. We could go live anywhere. We didn't have any like family ties up there anymore.
Yeah, and it's not too hot. It's not too cold. I would not move.
And his family moved here to where we're living from Florida, and they absolutely love it here.
Yeah, I can't think of another place I would live besides here.
No, and it's cheap.
Have the kids come down to visit you?
In June, his son's coming.
Well, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's thinking about moving south. I think they're looking at like Tennessee, but
Todd, it won't be too much longer, and Tara will be coming on the line going, "Good morning, Mr. Todd, Mr. Tom. How y'all this morning?"
No, not quite.
She's gonna switch from her unsweet tea to the sweet tea.
And Colonel Jim there.
Every day
we live on a really nice road here. I mean, we're surrounded by farms. This road doesn't get much traffic. I mean, like where we lived in Wisconsin, even though it was rural, I mean, it was just cars all the time going by because it was close to town. Here, it's quiet, it's peaceful. It's like our type of lifestyle. Like yesterday, Jim's got his underwear on. He's walking around the front yard checking his magnolia trees. We couldn't do that in Wisconsin because there'd be people driving by all the time.
Well, I did hide for that one car.
Yeah, you did step behind some bushes for that one car.
But every day I walk out the door, I look around both ways, and I say, "It's another beautiful day in the Commonwealth." And you have people here, not a lot, but I mean, no place is perfect. But you do have like a meth problem too. I'm like, I don't understand why you would alter your, senses. And I mean, every day to me here is like a gift. I just love it. I mean, I don't understand why you'd want to be like messed up mentally, or inebriated with anything. You know, why you wouldn't want to just take it all in? I don't know. I just love it here. I can't say enough good about it. But it is full, so we can't fit any more people.
Oh, okay. Kind of like Alabama.
But there's a lot of reselling here. And not necessarily like online reselling, but a lot of these professional, like what I call yard sailors, antique dealers
Yeah,
here.
those sales, they always seem to have a little film of dirt on them, and they're just underneath eBay prices.
Yeah.
They're just not. You can't
I
find
just would rather
anything to
go to an
buy.
auction, honestly. I mean, not that it can't be fun, but I mean, would I drive on one for like a couple 100 miles? No, I think I'd lose interest, but I guess it's the thrill of the hunt.
So, yesterday was half off shoes at the
Oh, did you get some good ones?
Lutheran Evil People's. I did okay, I think. Boots, I got some Vask. You ever heard of Vask boots?
Yeah,
It's a good brand. Got some cowboy boots and
cool.
sneakers and stuff. You know, buy a pair of sneakers for $2.50 and sell them for $20. That kind of deal.
I got off an online auction. We got a part them out yet. We bought a pair of Wurlitzer jukeboxes that are not going to restorable. We just take them apart and sell the parts off of them. But
Where
anyway,
do we sell parts?
eBay.
Africa.
Oh yeah, a
we
lot
sell
of them
direct.
go to African continent. The last one we parted out, it was funny. But anyway,
Specifically South Africa. I don't know what it is with South Africa, but they must just be rocking.
I bought this chessboard there. It's like, I don't know how you say the word. It's Drueke. Okay. I bought it. I think I paid $30 for it. Shit, I sold that chessboard for almost $500.
Jeez.
I never even heard of the brand, and they've made them for a long time. They're handcrafted. It was a bigger board, but
The squares were 2 inches by 2 inches.
it wasn't even that old. It had the box with it had barcode on it. I would say I was guessing it might have been from the 90s or something, but watch for those chessboards.
Look at these old school pack boots.
Oh, those are good snowmobiling boots.
Yeah.
Put snowmobiling boots in your title. Because you'll have like these people that go to vintage snowmobile shows and they'll dress up mannequins in period clothing.
They dress up in this.
They do it themselves, but I've seen displays where they'll have, and is that blue and red and white? That's good, like Polaris
Yeah,
colors,
it's
or like those old Harley Davidson sleds. They'll dress up these mannequins in the period clothing, but you'll sell. I would definitely put vintage snowmobile. And what does it say there?
says Weather
Oh,
Right Deluxe.
oh. I definitely I'd put snowmobile boots in
Remember
there.
that show that guy was wearing that Arctic Cat sweater? It was like a Sarge large and he was like a 3X. I mean, he looked like I can't explain how tight the sweater. He looked like you had like a 5-year-old kid wearing like the sweater you wore when he was 1 year old or something. I mean, it's like it was funny. It was vintage, but it fit him like a sausage skin.
Oh, I had a really cool, and we sold them. I had the Scorpion snowmobile sweaters, we had matching ones. We sold them, but they had the scorpions going down the sleeves. They're like from the late 70s. They were cool.
We'd go to
Chuck O'Connor wore it in the Scorpion snowmobile commercial.
If you go on YouTube, they have them. They're Chuck Connor Scorpion snowmobile ads.
Oh, they had really cool. Yeah, they had really cool like ads with Chuck Connor doing them.
Tara and I would wear those sweaters to bed, wearing nothing but the sweater and a
No,
smile.
we didn't. No.
Oh no, that's right. It wasn't in the bed. It was on the bearskin rug.
Yeah, no.
I was doing the Burt Reynolds thing.
Todd, Roberta, when you said, oh, they had a half off on shoes yesterday, Roberta she went at the Lutheran rummage sale. She's been watching the show, listening to the show too much. She's knowing your schedule now. Thursday is the Lutheran church.
Todd left us.
No, I'm here.
Oh.
Just didn't want to show my fat belly while I was getting in it.
Oh, you're getting more shoes? I thought it was maybe like you shut the camera off for a reveal. So when you turn it on, it's like, surprise, more shoes.
Ta-da!
Those are nice cowboy boots.
Yeah.
What brand are those?
Dan Post Lizard.
They're nice.
I think of the word lizard, I always think of Tom. I don't know why. Just
So
kidding, Tom.
I'm going to, when I get down to my target weight, I'm going to go have a facelift done and a nose job and
Oh boy.
some hair implants and
Yeah, Tom's gonna come out looking like Dylan Mulvaney after he gets
no.
He'd be doing
get his
ads
eyes
for.
done.
I can see him on like a diet wine bottle. Do they have like
Lord.
a
You people are not
wine
right.
light? Is there like a light beer's been around for a long time? Do they have a light wine?
Isn't that called a wine cooler?
No, I mean a low calorie, low.
Does
carb
wine
type
have a
of.
lot of calories?
I'm sure it does. It's made out of fruit juice.
Got a lot of carbs.
Let's Google it. Let's see.
It gives me a headache. Like if I have 2 glasses of it, I get a little bit of a headache from it.
Well, then just stick to one glass.
Oh, okay. Well, if you're gonna have one, you might as well have 2.
When I'm wearing just a scorpion
4
sweater, she gets the
grams in
headache.
a 5-ounce glass. Is that a lot? 4 grams in a 5-ounce glass.
I don't know.
I guess that's a serving of wine. I don't know why wine servings are 5 ounces and beer servings are 12 ounces. Maybe we should ask the expert. Phil, why is that? Phil's a wine drinker.
Yeah. He starts drinking wine at 9 o'clock our time.
Do you drink a bottle every day, Phil? There's like 4 or 5-ounce servings in a bottle of wine. Do you drink it all in one day? He probably does. That's really. Does one bottle of wine get you tipsy? I guess if you drank it all at once, it would. If I can. Phil, do you drive? I mean, do you like have a car when you go places? You get in your car and go, or do you always use public? I know a lot of folks in Great Britain just use public transportation because
Yeah.
it's everywhere there.
Especially if they live in London. I don't think anybody likes driving in London.
Phil's not a quitter. It's true.
So, Todd, do you ever pick up nice looking boots that need to be resold? Because my dad used to have his cowboy boots resold.
I try not to because it's expensive
It's
to
getting
get
hard to
boots
find a shoe
resold.
repair.
Yeah.
It would have to be some really special, swanky, cool pair of boots.
It'd almost be to me if, like, let's say it was like a really, really high end pair or whatever. I would almost just list them calling that they need to get resold and let the next person do it.
I wasn't talking about resold. How you resolding them? I was talking about you like you just said, Tara. Great looking boots need to be resold.
Yeah, I mean they'd have to be a pretty good brand.
If they were Luke Casey or.
It's kind of getting to be a lost art, though. I mean, there's really not many places that still have a shoe repair in operation.
Yeah.
And when you find them, they're pricey because they know that there's not many people around doing it. I mean, and I say that from when I was in the shoe business, and that was in the 90s. It was already getting hard to find a shoe repair. I'd have to drive 40 miles, and I was in southern Wisconsin. It's a well-populated area. I had to drive 40 miles to the first town that had a shoe repair to get repair work for the shoe store.
And I don't know why that is, because surely those people can make a good
I think your shoes are made in China. It's like a Bic lighter. You know, your Bic lighter's half full of juice, but it don't work for some reason. You don't even think about it. You throw it away and grab a new Bic. But a Zippo lighter, you'd figure out what was wrong with it. You know. And now it's just that's shoes have become disposable.
Well, shoes have, but like cowboy boots, no, they're worth getting resold.
Well, my dad also he had a pair of work boots that he really liked, and he'd have them resold too.
Yeah, my uncle had a pair of Red Wings, and he'd have those resold. I mean, if I found a pair of Red Wings that the sole was shitty on and they were priced right, I'd buy them and just list them and say they need to get resold. In fact, I got a pair of Red Wings in the hallway. I got a list.
Because down in this little town called Louisville, which is out in the middle of nowhere, there's a church, a country convenience store, and a store that sells high-end boots. And I'm talking about $5,000 cowboy boots. And out in the middle of nowhere. And people they will drive an hour out of their way. Like if you're headed from Charlotte to Florida, they'll drive an hour off of I-77 just to get to this store, and then drive back to the interstate and continue on to Florida or back to Wisconsin, wherever the hell they're headed. And but they have some really expensive, exotic coverings or whatever you want to call it, the material that the boot's made out of,
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. If you build it and if you have it, they will come.
Yeah, custom boot makers they charge a lot. I mean, like minimum 400.
Leg, don't talk about my Crocs. I like my Crocs. I always used to say I'd never own a pair of those things.
Hey, Joanna.
And then I got a pair.
Yeah, I will say when they first came out with Crocs, I thought they're totally ridiculous, but I do wear them around now. Jim won't wear them to town though. He'll wear them around the house, but he won't go to town in them.
I feel like I'm Viet Cong wearing those shoes that just got tires.
Where they took old tire treads and made sandals out of them. Yeah.
I feel like I'm out there hunting for G.I. Joe.
Dang, Jim.
There's a gooks in the wire.
Have you ever thought about that, getting Jim
Jim's walking around in our front yard with his Crocs on and some punji sticks.
Jim needs some therapy. Y'all really need to get him a few hours of therapy and see how that goes.
Oh boy.
No, I always felt weird wearing like those rubber flip-flop shoes.
I just got old and I gave up.
When I was a little kid, I got my first pair of engineer boots, and I pretty much wore engineer boots.
You got your first pair of what kind of boots?
Engineer boots.
Shoe outlet, and it was actually like mostly work boots and stuff. When I was a little kid, my mom got me this pair of like little kid size engineer boots. Well, I outgrew those. It's like, what do you want next? You just slip them on. They're the ones.
Did they make their own boots or did they sell Danner boots?
They might have made boots for Danner. I think they made a lot of because
Danner's from Wisconsin, isn't it?
Could be. There was a lot of there used to be a lot of shoe companies out of shoe factories, but because of mercury, they mostly got shut down. But anyway, so I wore all through high school. I pretty much wore engineer boots, and then when I got into college, I started wearing tennis shoes. Because people are like, "What's wrong with this guy? He's wearing engineer boots." It's like he thinks he's Fonzie or something.
Yeah, I always wore tennies.
I know it was interesting, except when Tom talked.
Thank you. That's the reason I'm being quiet today.
Oh, I'm kidding.
Talk away, Tom. You got to have everybody talk so you all can like bounce off of each other.
Well, that's just it. It's always
otherwise it's hard to hold a conversation on your own.
Yeah, that's why Johnny needed Ed.
Yeah. I forgot to put the link in the side chat.
We're going to Marion, North Carolina tomorrow. We're going to the Bigfoot convention or Bigfoot festival.
Oh, there you go.
Festival?
Well, yeah. Did you say Bigfoot? What the frick is a Bigfoot festival?
They run around the woods looking for Bigfoot.
Come on. Oh man, spoiler alert.
It's just an excuse to have a party and a celebration.
Yeah,
A Bigfoot.
this is they've done this for a while now. Steve over on Beauty Picker Show, he's been down here to it.
Oh yeah. So what do? You go buy your like Bigfoot crafts,
I don't know. I've never been there before.
Bigfoot
And actually,
t-shirt,
we're just passing through. That's where Roberta's family is at from.
and go to the Bigfoot orgy.
Is this one of those two things where is this one of those things where they put their two Bigfoots in a pit and then they take bets on which Bigfoot will kill the other one? That's illegal.
Bigfoot
Hi,
fight.
Phil.
Afternoon. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
People-
No more talk about merchandising. You're boring.
It's just one of those things. You don't meet many merchandisers that are prepared to talk about it because it is bloody boring. But Tom's been in the merchandising. He knows about his planograms and stuff like that. So we got carried away, I think.
Yeah.
You know, is this a coin from the States, or have they sent me a bloody token or something? Are they ripping me off?
Well, I can't.
It's
About
shit,
old man eyes. Let me make you big. Here we go.
Oh, I don't know if the camera's going to have a look at that. It's like it's got a telephone dial on the one side, like,
Don't flip it
and
on.
it's got Liberty on the other side. It says it's a Massachusetts dollar, but the company I got it from, they're renowned for sending tokens and other bits of tat out. So I don't know. It was cheap. I thought, there's a UK coin with the same design on it, and I thought, well, that's good to have a little look. But
Yeah,
I never saw one like that.
I've never seen it before.
And to me, it doesn't seem like it looks real, because usually around the edge it would say something like United States of America or something.
Yeah, well, it does have stuff around the edges, but it's bloody difficult to read. It's got Massachusetts,
like coin.
and then
It has like a rotary phone dial on one side, and then maybe
it's got like the stars, and then it's Massachusetts. It's got the date somewhere. But I didn't. Is that how dollar coins look? Are they that colour?
Yeah, I mean, like the Sacagawea dollar kind of looks that color.
But saying Massachusetts on it had me thrown, because I thought, hey, I know you get your state quarters and stuff, but I didn't think dollar coins had.
So Massachusetts is known as the telephone state or something. I don't know. That doesn't.
Maybe that's why they put it. Maybe they put it on it as part of the commemorative design. I don't know, but
that's the American Innovation Series.
Yeah, because our innovation series over here for the £2 coins, we had the Graham Bell, and it's got the same thing on it, but
Tom's innovation is
it doesn't have a dial.
outhouse.
It's got like the numbers in a grid.
What did you say, Todd?
It's quite similar.
I said Tom's innovation was putting a door on the outhouse.
Yeah, boy, what is it? Get on Tom's back today.
It is. They're having a word with you today, aren't they, Tom?
Well,
Yeah,
when you were
that's
born,
all right.
There was no running water in the houses when you were born, Tom. Come on.
Yeah, Tom would walk around with his chamber pot.
Yeah.
Y'all are such asses.
Oh,
I love y'all, but y'all are asses. But I guess that's like brothers and sisters.
Tom's job was to sweep the horse shit out of the streets. Wasn't that it?
Oh boy.
No, there was no horses. We had horseless buggies by the time I came along.
Okay. Stanley steamers and the like.
Yeah. Jim,
Tom, when he went for his Sunday drive, he wore one of those long white coats with a pair of driving goggles and a cap.
Yeah, his car was called the Steamer.
That coin came wrapped from a dealership, which I don't particularly trust, but every now and then I get bargains from them. And it came wrapped in a piece of card from a cookie carton. And I thought, well, that's not very professional, is it?
No, it's not.
That's all like heightened my I thought, wow, I don't know what the hell this is. I'm pretty sure that is not a US bloody dollar. That it doesn't look like anything I've seen.
Yeah, it's long been a running
it's
joke
only
about
it's only a couple
kinds
of pound. So.
Poor packaging.
Oh,
what was that? Scott got sent. Something with old ceiling tiles was
Oh,
the
yeah.
padding for his
It's
package.
good
You remember
packing.
when he
Good
got
packing material.
Yeah, but it just doesn't look very good when the buyer opens
Are
the
you
box
kidding
up.
me?
That's
Yeah.
what
They
Scott
use it
did.
for padding?
Yeah,
Oh my
like
God.
those old like
Yeah.
ceiling tiles.
He was talking about getting asbestos poisoning off of it and stuff.
Well,
Oh, you should see some of the packaging that gets sent to me. My God.
Phil, I just put a post in the side chat. That is a link to that coin.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
it
know
does look
whether
real.
I don't know whether it's just one of these that people have minted or whether it's
yeah, we get it in the United Kingdom a lot. But there's lots of mints around. They're not mints. They produce so much tat. It's unbelievable.
because
could
it
be one of
doesn't
them.
look like a.
Well, this is actually a
That's the
United
one.
States
That's the one.
mint.
Is
Well,
it?
if you
Version.
Google it, when I Googled it, it
couldn't
was
see-
like a coin that got sold on like it's for Alexander Graham Hamilton, and it was
Or
they
down
put it
there
like
around
on one of.
Bell?
Oh, why did I say Hamilton?
I don't know.
Okay,
Alexander
I hope they
Bell.
don't make a
Graham
movie about
Shut
a
up.
musical about Bell.
It's early. Anyway, it would come on a card, with information about Bell and
Right.
stuff.
Yeah,
I
that's
hate
the
you.
point.
Well,
Yeah.
if they make a musical about Alexander Graham Bell, I'm sure it will be better than Hamilton.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So it is
Ring,
a
ring,
genuine
ring
coin
with the
then.
phone.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you a quick story. So, because like his daughter went to see Hamilton and stuff, so we have Disney Plus. So it was like one morning, I'm up really early, like 5:30 in the morning. But nobody else is up. I'm gonna watch Hamilton. It's on Disney. I'm gonna see what it's like. So I'm watching it. He's in bed, sleeping upstairs. He proceeds to get out of bed, come down the steps, and ask what I'm watching because it sounds horrible and he doesn't like it. And I'm like, you were in bed. Why didn't you just stay up there? Anyway, megalomaniac.
No
Well,
comment.
that's a good link you give me there,
Megalomaniac.
Tom.
It's all
I'll
about
probably
me.
I'll use that site to have a look at a couple of bits and pieces.
As far as musicals go, it's bearable. It's all right.
It was so offensive.
He couldn't even stay in bed.
I mean, to me, it was like just taking music and just putting it. I don't know what. I mean, it was like an annoying alarm. There was like no hook. It was just it was like a big word salad. It was so that, and then the music was the same thing. It was just everything was just so chaotic. I'm like, this is horrible. Anyway,
Boy.
but that's to each his own. I didn't care for it.
I thought the play did really well. Is it not the same
It was
thing?
like a super hit. I
God
didn't.
bless him, and I'm
I
happy
only
that
watched it on
brought joy to
TV.
people. To me, all it was anguish. I mean, I was like, I couldn't even. I have to leave the house when she turns it on. I'm like, I can't even.
I only watched it one time, and it was early in the morning.
Sampled it several. Or it took
No,
you a
I
couple
didn't.
mornings to get through it or something, because there was a few times I had to experience it.
We should sit and watch it together.
It was like putting
as,
battery acid.
as a husband and wife.
It's a good thing that Jim is not a film critic.
If I watched it,
I'm going to give it.
might have
I'm
a
going to
different
give
opinion.
it the. Just give me a glass of battery acid.
Because I would not even enter the room where it was on. I'm hearing the noise. I'm like, I'm not watching something that's making that kind of noise.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I've never actually watched.
Yeah,
it.
you're
I
not
just
gonna
sampled
go.
the
I don't
sound.
think you're gonna go like and sit down and watch a musical with Jim. But he likes Oklahoma, or was that your brother?
We've got a bit of a
That was my
thunderstorm
brother.
going
I
on
like
here.
My Fair Lady's good. West Side Story, that's good.
I tried to watch the remake.
Music Man, that's
The
good.
remake of West Side Story. I couldn't sit through
We
it.
got Trouble right here in River
See through
City.
the
That's
window.
good. Now that's good. I mean, you
Looking
understand
down.
the lyrics. It's got a flow. It's got a melody. That Hamilton. I mean, it's just. I mean, seriously, when whoever made that brought it forward and said, "Yeah, this is what I've done." I mean, why didn't anybody say, "Oh my,
But it's a super hit.
fix it"?
It didn't need fixing.
Yeah, I guess not. Yeah, there's.
Okay, let it
That's
go.
some kind of draw. I personally did not like it. I give
Well,
it
Roxy's
zero
been
Well,
making this
Oh my God,
little
Tom! There's a cat on your desk, and I
Yeah,
think it's
she-
licking its
Yeah,
butt.
and she's not bothering anybody. Be quiet.
Is his desk out in the yard?
I got
Is
this.
his
I
desk
put this
outside
lamp
the
back
house?
up on top of my desk. when
It's
I
sitting.
reset
He's
it.
got a nice desk. He's got one of those calendar blotter planners on it, and the cat's sitting there.
Whoa,
like,
whoa, whoa! You're telling me the desk and the cat are both in the house, inside the house?
Yeah.
Oh boy, Tom, you got to fix that.
But she I have this little lamp and it's a LED light. So she lays up under thinking it's light, it's warm, but this thing doesn't
LEDs
throw
aren't,
any
are they?
heat.
It's like this bloody thing. It doesn't
Yeah.
throw nothing out. It's plugged into the laptop as a power source, for Christ's sake. It only draws 5 volts.
But she thinks it throws off heat, so she lays there, which is fine because she lays up under there and she sleeps under it, and she leaves me and Roberta alone while we're trying to do stuff.
Okay.
You just don't know that you just don't enjoy the love of your cat.
Okay.
Hey, I love the cats. I just went and petted the kittens yesterday afternoon. They're in their outside little kitten thing in the woodshed where the cat had the babies, and I reached my hand in there and the logs or whatever and pet the kittens. I like them.
It's about time for you to start cutting firewood for next year, isn't it?
No, it's too buggy up in the woods.
Yeah, but I'm going to be cutting. You never really stop.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a seizure, Scott.
Yeah.
Todd, and Roberta's gonna have to sue.
It's disco time.
Don't make me get my lasers out.
That's right.
Hey, we should mail those kittens to Tom because we could probably still send them first class.
There you go.
No. I'm trying to.
It's a nice calico. Do you have any nice colored calico cats, Tom?
We'll pack it and we'll pack them with. We'll use
Ceiling
Walmart
tiles.
bags.
We don't have any calicos.
and I'll put a little air hole.
So it doesn't rattle. You want to pack it tight so it doesn't slosh around inside that box.
Yeah, we got a little tabby with the white socks. She's a cute little thing.
What are the kittens? One's a calico, one's black.
One's black and white, and one's a calico.
It's a cat's first litter, maybe. Why it's so small? But she only had 2 babies.
I'll tell you what. Now, you need to catch it up and have it fixed.
Yeah.
No, I got a better idea.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
Don't say that.
Evil
Don't
spawn,
say it.
and it's going to a different farm.
No, I'm taking it somewhere else. It got dropped off here. It is going to get dropped off somewhere else. No, I have a person. I go up on this Bardstown. They have a very fancy barn. They're looking for some cats, and I'm going to nicely give her 3 barn cats. And
yeah, mama and 2 kittens. We're going to keep the family together. We're not even.
I used to have.
She gets the whole package.
26 cats at one point. 26.
Wow.
We had about 5 or 6 or 7 adult cats, of which 3 were queen cats, which weren't done yet, and they all had a litter within the space of a week. We had a carpet of kittens. There's a video up on this channel, not the one with the pole dancing, but on this channel, of all the cats in the garden. They're just going bonkers outside.
Are you married, Phil?
I've got a long-term partner, but I'm not.
Oh, okay.
She come home from hospital yesterday. Yeah. Finally.
Well, that's good.
She doing okay?
Yeah, she's been in for about half the year. She's got a bit of an eating disorder where it just strips the nutrients out of her body, so her electrolytes drop, and she's got to go and get fixed up. We've got carers that come in to try and make sure that she's taking the right tablets and things like that.
That doesn't sound good.
I hope she does better.
Yeah, she's in the other room at the moment catching up on all the soap operas that she's missed in the last 2 weeks. It costs $10 a day to have the television on in hospital.
Wow.
$10 a day.
Well, they got to pay for that.
That's half my rent.
I have a quick question for the guy from England. Don't they tax you on having a television in the house, or is that true?
Yeah.
We have a television license for the, which means that if you have a television receiving, if you've got television receiving equipment, for example, an aerial, or these days they've upgraded it because of new technology. If you got if you have a TV set that can receive internet live broadcast from the British Broadcasting Corporation, then you've got to pay, I think it's about £150 a year.
Good God.
By law. It's not like a choice. It's by law. They've got detector bands that go around, and if they find out you're watching the bastards and you ain't, and you haven't paid the license, you get taken literally to court.
Wow.
What a lot of people do these days is, because this only funds the national television service, the BBC, and I think you get it on your PBS, don't you? Over there, you get some of our shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of people say, well, bugger that. I don't watch the BBC. I want to watch the other stuff, and I'm not going to watch it live. So they don't pay the television license anymore, and they just receive streaming services. As long as they don't watch anything live, they're okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Well, the BBC broadcasts live to YouTube.
Exactly. So if you watched it on YouTube, you would need a television license.
Are you
in
serious?
the UK.
How would they know?
No. And the thing is, it works out, what was it, 100, 140, 150 pound a year. That's like 11, 12 pound. That's like $13, $14 a month. Compare that to streaming services.
Well, so you can watch BBC live on YouTube, Tom?
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
a
they
BBC
broadcast.
How would they
website.
know? Do they tax you on your having the internet? Like, do you have a licensing fee? How would they know you're watching it live if you're watching on your computer?
It's a computer.
Oh,
Just they know everything that goes on. It's-
well, I was just curious how they check it. They gotta be really
they can-
high
they
tech.
can
'Cause
lock-
I'd be
they can
like,
lock your, they can lock your IP code to your address and Christ knows
Yeah.
what.
oh,
Oh man, so it's not like adultery. It's actually a law that you have to obey.
oh boy.
The thing is, I got Netflix, which I pay a subscription for. I got Amazon, I pay a subscription for. I got Disney, I paid a subscription for. And now
Wonder how far Phil
I've
lives
got to pay the
from
TV
Cyber.
list. From that.
Cyber Curtain Twitcher. He lives in southern England.
Saba, what Shabba or Saba?
Cyber.
Cyber. Cyber Curtain
Because
Twitcher.
I know a Shabba on the reselling scene. He was my Secret Santa last year. So
No,
he
Cyber.
like
Right there,
Cyber.
I highlighted his comment. You two probably live fairly close together because he lives.
Well, we're in the UK. We're compared to
Yeah,
United.
so
Compared
does
to the
he.
United States, we're close. But even if you lived at the tip of Scotland and I lived at the southern end of Cornwall, we're only 500 mile away. That's the most you can get.
Mhm. Hey, Mike.
I have no idea.
The Elders of
Oh,
Kent.
this is okay now. This is
I don't live too far from Kent. I'm only
Oh.
2 hours from Kent. In fact, I work there a lot. I work all over the UK. So
Harry Humstone in the house. How you doing, Harry?
Morning, Harry.
We're just BSing. So, yesterday was a slow sales day. I got 4
Oh.
packages going out.
well, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly 6. I've got one I don't have to send till Monday, but I'll probably chuck it in the post this afternoon.
I
But
would have
they
5
weren't-
going out.
They're
but
not,
I
it's
can't
not high
find
value
one.
stuff. I only had one that even required tracking. The rest are going standard mail. So
Yeah, I hear a lot of people on YouTube are complaining eBay's slow.
it goes up and down. It depends on what niche you're in, doesn't it? It's
I don't
or if
know.
you're a generalist. It's like I niche almost entirely in coins. Well over 95% of my listed stock is coins. And there's a certain customer for that, isn't there? So it's like I'm not overly affected by cost of living, because people that want to buy my high-end stuff aren't affected by the cost of living. They've already got, they don't give a shit what they spend on a coin, as long as it's the cheapest they can get. But some of the lower end stuff where, your regular collector might want, to finish off their date run, or they might need a particular couple of reasonably common coins. Food comes first, so those sales might drop off. But it's weird. I don't see any of that happening. It's my sales go up and down like a roller coaster, like anyone else's does, but it doesn't reflect anybody else's pattern. It's strange. It must be the way eBay just.
I don't know. My eBay is slow, what I consider slow. But like you can talk to somebody else, be like, "Oh, I wish I was selling that much," or another person be like, "Oh my God, how can you live on that?" So for me, I would like it to be better.
Because say it's only normally a side gig, this thing, but where I've been, I haven't had much full-time work recently. I've been up in my game a little bit, but as long as I clear £100 a day, pays all the bills.
Yeah.
and it's
Miss Tara, the plantation is paid for. Your vehicles are paid for. As long as you can feed the kid and keep the power on, you're okay.
Exactly. Well, I figure if I the thing is,
Tom, you're forgetting the horses.
Oh, I forgot about the horses. Those damn
Horses are
horses.
bloody
They're like
dear.
our cats. You gotta feed
You
them.
don't live a normal life when you own horses.
I've had experience of looking after horses. Horses don't like me. they sense, don't they? They sense if you're a bit afraid of a horse, they'll think, oh,
Oh, they can tell you because you act weird around them.
Yeah, the thing is, if you're a bit anxious of a horse, they know.
Well, a horse is a herd animal. If it's like a deer, if like you act all like spooky and goofy, you'll make the horse act that way too.
I used to have to look after a few horses when people were away, and it scared the life out of me. And the horses knew I was scared of them. I still, I still got up and done it and that, but you sort of they'll play you up. They know they'll play you up.
There is a stable, and I mean it's a nice fancy stable, and they multi ownership of some of their horses. 10 people own this one horse, and you just call up and tell them you're coming down the ride, and they get them ready for you to come down and ride.
Huh.
But it's
I've heard of that with racehorses. You can buy into
there.
like a racehorse for like cheap, but they'll have like 50 people on in this ownership partnership on a racehorse.
That sounds like an advertisement. Buy into a racehorse.
It's really strange because my name's Phil, and Philip in Latin means Phil lover and hip horses. So I'm supposed to be a lover of horses, but we don't see eye to eye most of the time.
Philip, like Prince Philip, he loved horses.
It's like hippopotamus, isn't it? Horse of the water.
Yeah.
And Phil, anything. If Phil is in the front of something, it means you're a lover of or an appreciator of.
We have the Queen's Cup, is what it's called. It's a steeplechase thing here every year. Princess Anne has been here.
We have the Grand National.
And there's a lot of fancy ranches down there around where they have the steeplechase at.
I don't think we really, I'm up here in Kentucky, and I know if there is. I never hear of any steeplechasing in this area. That's a real East Coast thing.
You just got the flats.
Say that again, Tara.
Yeah, well, they'll run on the turf here and on the dirt, but I mean they don't like Churchill Downs. They don't have a steeple track there, and I can't think. I mean, maybe there's one in Kentucky, but I can't think of one that I've seen advertised or anything.
Right, there we go. Look, we're nearly through the bottle. Look. People in the States are thinking, Jesus Christ, it's breakfast.
Yes.
It gets 3 o'clock in the afternoon here.
Yeah. So
Are you
stock
on,
market's pretty flat this morning.
Is it?
Silver was down yesterday, wasn't it?
Went up a little bit. Yeah, silver and gold have been
Silver
going
yesterday
down
night.
lately.
I think
It's dropped to 60 pence a gram over here.
Yes.
I think they announced yesterday they were planning to raise the interest rates again, so that doesn't help.
Oh, did they announce that yesterday?
They said they're going to. They didn't say it's not the day to do it, but they're saying for next month or whatever. They're not.
So what are interest rates
they're
right
not
now?
skip the next
Are they like
increase.
6.5? They got to be over
I don't
5,
borrow
isn't
money. I
it?
don't have to worry about it.
They're going up. They're going up in the United Kingdom as well. They've been going up for years. It's a nightmare. Any credit cards I've got now, I can't use.
The biggest economic news lately has been the impasse of raising the debt ceiling.
Well, they did. I think the House did send a plan to Biden, didn't they? But he didn't sign it. I mean, I think they're disagreeing on on trimming some cuts or whatever. I haven't even really paid attention to the news.
Why do you guys have presidents that are either really weird or really old?
Why do we?
Surely they can't do politics on you get Trump, who's I'm not going to express my opinion because I know people's opinions vary, but he's a bit of a weird guy, that man Trump, whether you like him or hate him. And then you get people like Biden who basically should be in a care home or something, you know.
Well, I agree with you on that one.
They're running the superpower of the world. You're thinking, my God, these people are running. I mean, we got politicians over here, which I mean, some of them are shady and dodgy as you like, but
we need to put Tom up
at least
for
they're not,
2024.
you know, at least they've got brains. They might not be using their brains properly, but
we have never.
To me,
what did you say, Todd?
I said we need to run you for president in 2024.
Are you kidding? I would be the most hated president in the history of the United States.
Yeah, but at least you're semi-normal.
I haven't started something, have I? I know it's a touchy subject in the United
Well,
States.
you know, what is it? Marjorie.
I wish Biden wasn't president. I wish he wasn't president, but there's nothing I can do about it.
My concern is you wouldn't put him in a fast food restaurant to run the grill overnight. I mean, if the guy walked in and said, "I want to run the grill," you'd be like, "Oh, old timer, you know, you're a little bit past your prime.
Exactly,
I don't know if we could have, you know."
It's
you
like,
wouldn't hire him.
The United States have
But
got
he's a commander.
they have an age limit, don't they? They have an age limit on how young you can be. They don't have.
Yeah, I think you have to be. Is it 45?
I don't know. I think it's a bit less than that, isn't it? It's about 35 or something.
Well, 35 is the minimum age.
On president?
Yeah, you got to be at least 35.
Even so, there are 22, 23-year-olds that are pretty damn on the ball.
Yeah.
But you get someone that's like 80.
The reason why I was watching this thing on PBS, and they had a bunch of political people on there, you know, history and that type of stuff. And they said the reason that was put in place was because younger people don't have enough life experiences to deal with it. Well, hell, when the president,
they have other stuff to bring to the game,
came along, people didn't live to be 50, you know?
Yeah. Everyone has something to bring to the game. And if you have someone who's a younger president, maybe they're going to appeal to your votership and the majority of the country. Okay, it's like the demographic of most countries, because people are living longer, you're going to get a hell of a lot of people that are 60 plus. But those people are past, not being disrespectful to anyone 60 plus, but people past that aren't actually in the economy as much anymore. They've done their bit. They've lived their life. They've served their country. They've been to work. They've raised their kids. You need someone that's going to be talking to the country about all the stuff that's happening that affects you.
Marjorie Taylor Greene announces impeachment articles against President Biden yesterday.
Yeah, I don't think that's really going to go anywhere.
I don't think so. I don't want him to be. We just need to write it out till next August.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Because he's our next year, because he is not going to get reelected. And
well, you never know.
Yeah, who the hell is coming in there?
There's too many young Democrats that are, you know.
Who's not getting reelected?
Tom.
He's just getting the swing of things. 4 more years.
I reckon we should get Todd or Tom up as president. They're sensible blokes.
No, like I said, I would be the most hated president, because they spend too much. I would do the royal thing. No complain, no explain. I would just do what the hell I wanted done that I could do, and if people didn't like it, too bad.
Well, maybe you get the job done then, won't you? There'll be a legacy.
Yeah.
The man that got it done, rather than pandered to the public and said, "Oh, I'm going to do what the public says." The public, you got to imagine, a lot of the general public just don't have a bloody clue, do they?
I would veto every spending bill that came across my desk if I was president.
Me too. And if you brought a bill, you know, if you brought a bill about taking care of old people, and, you know, and on the end of it was an amendment talking about the beer industry in Wyoming, you know, that sucker would immediately get vetoed.
Well, like, part of the spending bill that they're balking at is, like, some of it is this budget to hire the agents. Well, I don't want a whole big fleet of IRS agents looking over all of our tax returns.
Why? It's a chance to show the government how good you did your taxes. What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's
an
As long
opportunity.
as you got nothing to hide. As long as you got nothing to hide.
Unless you're up to something.
But you know what gets me is that they, like they shut down the government because the budgets haven't passed. And it's been
They
shut down for,
shit. They lay off the Park Service people
Yeah,
and
then
some
the Park Service-
non-essential people,
And
and
then
they end up getting paid
and they
anyway.
get paid for the time that they weren't working, which is beautiful.
yeah, they get paid. They get that pay back after they're not working.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah, and
But
they
they don't have
ruin
to go
big
back
deal.
and do the work.
and they get
ruin
put on
millions of
unemployment,
people's
so they'll have
vacations.
something. I could be a park ranger.
it's and I sure as don't want Camilla. Not Camilla. That's a queen. What's her name? The vice president, Kamala.
Kamala.
That's not what Scott calls her.
Camilla.
Kamala.
No, that's your queen is Camilla.
Our queen is
Kamala.
Yeah,
Oh, you got Kamala.
Um,
I don't think she gives a shit. Where'd Tom go?
Oh, he pushed the cat pushed the wrong button, I guess.
The cat said, "I've had enough of this."
Yeah, the
Let's
cats
talk-
took control of Tom's computer. The cats are like, "Hey, you started talking about politics. Let's shut this shit down."
May 19th, 2023, the cats became self-aware.
The cats go, "It's Camilla."
It's Terminator.
I'm looking at Tom down there waiting to come back in, and he's just sitting there laughing.
Cats are self-aware.
yeah, she said, "Don't go this political route," and she rolled over and hit my dadgum keyboard and kicked me out. I dread next year.
Why? Oh, well, we had to do. Oh my God! Well, it's over now, but we had that primary, for who's going to run for governor, and I mean, we were getting like 10 calls a day on that.
Because
Yes.
see, I hate. Well, we don't watch TV anyway. I mean, we just don't watch cable TV. And my wife works for the cable company, and but people that are stuck to TV, all they're going to hear is all kinds of political advertising. And I can't really say anything about it because that's who pays Roberta's check, or check, pays her salary. And, but,
We don't have cable. We don't have like DirecTV or Dish. We just have some streaming services and then Roku, we get stuff in off of Roku.
If Roberta was to retire, we would not have cable.
Yeah, and honestly, we used to have DirecTV, and I can't say I miss it.
I
mean, for what it costs, I don't miss it.
Because we have access to every channel, and there's thousands. And we never watch. There's nothing on.
No.
Because half of them
You wind up watching stuff that's pre-recorded or streamed or whatever.
Yeah, and honestly, I find y'all stuff more entertaining, which is made with a telephone, than the shows they spend. First of all, they spend $1 million an episode just on cast, and then all the other the expenses of making the TV show or whatnot. I just find the YouTube stuff a lot more entertaining, and they're short. I mean, normally they're short. They tell a story in 15 minutes and move on.
Well, I gotta go. I was just telling Jim, we gotta do that where I can stream WeTV though for the month because Mama June's back on, and I'm behind on my Mama June. So
yeah, we get smarter every minute we watch it.
I do.
Okay,
Programming.
Tara, white trash TV.
Yeah.
Hey, I gotta know how to deal with Southerners, Tom. I know that's how y'all act.
I don't know who runs the We Network, the Women's Entertainment Network. I don't know who runs it, but I was looking at the lineup because Tara's like, okay, how do we stream it? So I happen to look through their lineup, Go on the WeTV website and look at their lineup, and I mean, it is.
Well, you do have Love After Lockup, which can be
It's
good.
white trash-a-palooza. I mean, it is the most trashy programming that you've ever seen.
There is a guy on, or there's a husband and wife on YouTube, and they're black folk, and his wife had on a Mama June T-shirt.
Oh, I want one.
And the husband was like, "Yeah, that's what she's wearing." He says, "You know, she's really into that white trash TV." And
oh my god. Okay, well, Jim's making fun of me. No, yeah, Jim's making fun of me. So this is back when it was still Honey Boo Boo.
Right.
We went to Florida. I think it's when we had to take that horse to Florida. So we're coming back from Florida with the horse trailer on. Jim printed up a Google map where we could drive by Mama June's house just to see what it was like.
The one in Georgia.
Yeah, because they used to be like around Macomb or south of Macomb or something like that. But it was too far from the highway. And it's like, I know, Jim, and we're going to be like some kind of weird stalkers or something. I'm like, no, we're not doing that anyway.
Sounds like
But see,
Jim
he's
likes
into
Mama
it too. He's dissing me, but see, he's into it too.
I do watch it.
Phil is like, he's going, who the hell is Mama June and what the Honey Boo Boo?
I've seen Mama June's forklift toe.
Oh yeah, that was on Honey Boo Boo though.
Yeah, but I've seen it.
No.
She's got this one toe that was run over by a forklift that's really jacked up. Like the nail never grew back right.
Ugh. Anyway.
And she had ants on it. Remember, she sit on lunch here and showed it. There's ants crawling around on it.
I don't even know how they did. They must have dropped those ants on.
I don't know. It was
maybe
crazy.
they put like some jelly on her toe to get those ants.
It's something I'll never forget.
It's been a few weeks back, but they had somebody was posting that it was a high school, like in Wyoming, out west somewhere, and they were having drive your tractor today to school day.
Yeah, we had that like last week or the week before.
And some of these kids are coming in with, they had to be $500,000 tractors.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just starting.
And then you see another guy come putting in on his 1978 Sears long tractor.
Well, it's the FFA that does that. That's your drive your tractor to school week, whatever their FFA weeks are. But because they do it here, and you'll have like the big expensive field tractors come in. But then because you have like tractor restoration FFA projects, some of those kids will drive in those older tractors that they restore.
Yeah, if you go to the New Holland dealership, if you go to the New Holland dealership with only $100,000 in your pocket, you're gonna have a problem driving home with a tractor.
No, you could buy a compact for 40 to 50.
Anymore?
Yeah, a compact,
including the tires.
Yeah, a compact, like those Kubota compacts. You could get one for 50 grand.
I don't know if you can.
Like Hobby Farm.
I don't think. I'm sure you can't do it for 50. Maybe like 60 or 70. And that's a little baby weenus tractor. I mean,
some of these boys and girls came driving up in, I don't know what brand they were, but they had
like big field tractors.
Four, like on each corner, they had like two big tires, like you'd think of as the back tires on.
Like dualies, but they're big field tractors.
I just priced that Bobcat UTV. That was over $100,000 for a UTV.
I'm telling you, well, fine, but you can buy a subcontract.
I'm looking them up right now.
Well, I paid $80,000 for that backhoe sitting in my backyard.
You don't have no backhoe.
I was gonna say a backhoe. You can't get a Construction King backhoe. Those are over $100,000 now.
I was waiting for.
We tried to buy a Case Construction King that was over here. It was on a high bid auction at the county next to us was auction off. We went and looked at it because we actually thought we were going to get it. It was going to need 4 new tires because they were as bald as can be. Had some other things, and I think it sold for like $19,500 or something like that, and it was beat up.
But when I said about the backhoe, I was expecting Jim to say, "What did you have in your Diet Coke this morning, Tom?"
No. I would pay to see you driving around on a backhoe. It would be worth it.
I have driven a backhoe. Thank you.
And we have an old backhoe, and I think, it's old. It's older than me. It's probably
1969.
Oh, it's a 69. I thought it was a 65.
It took years for me to become this refined city slicker.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I've driven tractors.
I can see you in your white suit digging a hole for your petunia bulbs or
Yeah.
something like that.
Uh,
Tom's out there planting tulips with his backhoe.
I've done all of that kind of crap, and I've baled hay.
Are you all talking about tractors on farms or tractors that pull truck?
No,
Tractors on
farm
farms.
tractors.
Farm tractors.
Oh, I thought.
Yeah, truck
Yeah,
tractor's
sure.
going to cost you $500.
For a raggedy
You're talking about tractors. You're talking my language because
Yeah.
us here country folk down by here, we even have live streams in the UK of people just putting a tractor up and down the field.
Yeah, they
And it
do
gets
that
views.
here. You'll have like,
It gets
'cause
views.
I'm like subscribed to like Farm All Fanatic, and they'll have like guys that are into tractors, and they just have like live streams of them doing stuff like plowing a field or whatever.
There'll be 2 hours of a field with no tractor in it.
Yeah.
Still people in the chat because the guy's waiting for his seeder to come or something like this.
They do that with trains too on YouTube. You just like there's just train people and there or like the ships up in like Duluth coming in and out, and you just have people are in the chat just talking.
And see, that's what gets me. They spend all these millions of dollars doing one episode of a TV show, and people will sit watching you waiting on a tractor, a farmer to get his seeds, so he can start plowing or putting his seeds in. And I know it's not the same kind of viewership, but it just makes you think that maybe there's some stuff out there that could make people go back to watching TV if they change their routine. Because I don't know when it was the last time I saw a sitcom. I watched some old episodes of Tool Time the other day, but nothing new. And I'm proud to say I have never watched one episode of Friends.
I might have on accident, but I was never into it.
Yeah, like somebody's in the emergency room and they got it on the TV and there's nothing else to watch.
Oh.
Or you don't want to change the channel,
Jim will remember this. Back in the day, in September, when they started new seasons on TV,
yeah,
those things the season would last every week. You'd have a new episode until like
February.
January.
Yep.
And then after that, they would start doing reruns.
Yep. And if you missed it if there was an episode that you missed the first half of the season, you'd have to catch it because there was no way to like stream it or you didn't have VCRs yet. So I mean, if it was you watched it if it was on. If it wasn't on, you weren't watching it. I mean, all you had was the only thing you had like video was an 8mm projector. And if it was one of the fancy 8mm with sound, it's still you could barely understand what the hell they were saying.
It was like when you were a kid and you'd all be like, I don't know, like at recess, you'd be like, all right, hey, remember guys, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is on tonight. Because if you didn't watch it on December 5th or whenever they played it, you didn't get to see it again until next year.
Or worse, you're on the playground and one of the kids says, the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown was on last night. You're like, what? Oh my God, I gotta wait a whole year to see it. Oh my God. It's like the rest of your day was just shot.
My point though was nowadays they do 10 episodes and that's a season.
Yeah.
And
they come out all at once.
A lot of times they'll come out. Well,
10,
Disney starts.
Sometimes it's 6.
Disney's spreading now you're starting to get it where they're spreading them out where you have to wait a week, for a new one to come out, like like Star Wars Mandalorian or whatever.
What a season that was.
They're doing them weekly, but you can always go back and watch it. I mean,
after they've already been out.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I watched The Mandalorian, and I hate it. I mean, I love all these services, but I hate it because you get into one show and you'll sit there, and next thing you know, it's 1:00 in the morning.
I did that. I watched The Great, and so I like binge watched it a few nights ago, and I
used to love it because I bought in all the Lego figures just before it came out and marketed it all on eBay.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, yeah.
I made a butt ton of cash out of that. So, the thing is, if you know stuff is coming out on Disney, you know there's going to be a market for the merch.
Yeah.
So get hold of some of the merch quick.
I got to get me a better light. I look just so washed out. I look so old.
Hey, newsflash, Tom, you are old.
Yeah, I
Shut
get
up,
that when I
Todd.
walk past glass or something. I'll see my reflection. I'm like, who the hell's this old guy following me? Oh crap, that's me.
Yeah, Fox,
Is that
Fox
really
has
what
just
I
come
look
up on
like?
the other screen there to say Tom's running for president because he's old enough now.
Yeah. Okay, I got to get out of here. It's 10:20.
All
I
right.
didn't
Yeah.
realize it. See, that's what happens when you have a bunch of people on here.
Okay, go feed your cats.
Time goes by fast.
Yeah.
Hopefully, everybody's in the chat's had a good time.
We'll see you
Hey,
Monday
hey.
right back
Hey
here.
Todd, are you on Andrew's channel tonight?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, I'll probably pop on it. So have a
Of
word.
course you will.
See
You're
how the
always
Welsh.
on
See
Andrews.
how that Welsh. Well, sometimes I do. Sometimes it can be a bit, you know.
What's Andrew's channel? Is that a coin stacker channel?
No,
No,
he's a
he's
reseller.
he's a reseller in the UK, but he lives in Wales, and it's not really about reselling. It's just he's there with a can of drink, so we just talk about shit.
Yeah, look
What's the
for
name of the channel?
Drinking with Andrew is the
No,
name
no,
of
no.
his show.
The name of the YouTube channel is Money Mental UK.
Oh,
Todd,
Money Mental UK.
Todd, if you do if you're on a show, put a link in the chat. You know, in
okay.
the Facebook chat.
It's
let me
really
link his channel. He's a good guy. He's fun. We just sit around and BS.
You just sit around. You just drink and be assholes. It's quite a laugh. It can be tedious sometimes. It can be quite
Yeah, they get a little cider in them, and they're already sleepy because it's late at night over there. So they get goofy.
Depends who comes on, doesn't it? Sometimes Andrew will only go for 3 or 4 hours, but sometimes it'll be about 8 hours long. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, almighty. All right, I got to go, Todd. Y'all have a great weekend, everybody.
All right.
Bye-bye.
all right. Bye.
I'll put a link in his channel. Right here in the side chat. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Paste. There's Andrew's channel if anybody wants to come in. He usually starts about.
It's about 8:45 UK time, isn't it?
Will you stop scratching my chair?
So it's usually
So around 2 to 3 o'clock this afternoon for us.
I know he is streaming live tonight because I've already had a notification.
Okay. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See you later on, Todd. See you later on, the Carries.
Let's see. End broadcast. There's the button. Is anybody still in here? I don't know. All right. So long. Farewell. Afrita's saying good night.